It says record. This is Harvey Senger.
And St. John's?
2018 at St. John's Nursing Facility in Florida.
Monday, June the 4th.
Monday, June the 4th.
Slide over.
Huh? Well, I have your vision in here.
Oh, okay.
You got your hand in the
You
way.
can't see, but I see you.
I don't see out of his eyes, so I can't see.
I see you.
Oh, okay.
You're in this camera.
We see you. You're all right.
Hello, everybody. I'm here to say goodbye to all of you. I've already gone, but you're still here. So I guess I get the last laugh. Even after I'm gone, I come back and haunt you. Anyway, I had basically had a good life. Just had some ups and downs that I could have done without. I got out of school when I was 17, went to work, and worked till I was 2 months short of 80 years old. I was 62 and 8 months, I guess. A long time. But here I am, still going, but not too well. Anyway, 10 years, 2009 January, I found I had bone marrow cancer. And so I've been fighting that for all these years. And so far, chemo for a couple of years, it messed up my feet, my hair came back, my stomach, a lot of things, aches and pains that it didn't need. But anyway, I'm still fighting it. Here I am. I'm on a downhill road, but that's okay. I'm through with the worldly world. I'm going to go up to the heavenly world now. And that's where I'll see everybody. In the meantime, I worked as a carpenter in my younger days. And then when I was up north, I'd go in and work in a car dealership because it's warmer. And in the summertime, so my dad would open up another job. We'd go back out in the outside and work. And went on through that. Ended up with 4 children of my own and 2 stepchildren. And there's Bill and Mark kind of adopted me. And there's a couple other boys, Jack and Gene. I haven't heard from them for a couple of years, but they all didn't have a father, didn't know who the father was. They considered me that, but then they got on over their own lives, and that's what everybody does. And then I have 4 sisters and 4 brothers, of which I'm the oldest and Linda's the youngest, and all the ones in between. And yeah, it was Leonard, Ralph, and Dale, and then Doris. They've already passed away. And it's Clyde, and Linda, and Judy, and Lois are still here. And thank goodness for Clyde and Linda. They came out when they found out I got so weak with this disease going on that I couldn't eat. I couldn't walk, really got in bad shape. They come out here and they've been taking care of me ever since. Now they found me a nursing home, St. John's up here in Lauderdale Lakes, which is pretty good compared to nursing homes. And so I'm on the way. And I don't know what, the other thing interesting in life, I had more than one wife, which I never intended to, but that's the way it happened. And the carpenter work has been good. I got my license years ago, and I guess I was the only one at the time. And I don't know. I lived in Florida till 54, 55. Dad, we came down here to visit Francis' brother,
Foot and Nancy.
Puddin Downs, and he lived in Miami, in North Miami at the time, and that was in 203. So in 204, I mean, 84, what am I talking about? In 83, we visited him, and that Christmas spent a week down there. And Dad liked it so much that he moved down here, and I stayed up there then till July, I guess it was, and got the other house sold and stuff there in Boyd's, and then I came on down and been working here ever since. So we've been around. I was born in Manassas, Virginia, which Manassas, Virginia was the Bull Run battlefield on the south side of the Rappahannock River. And my grandfather had a little farm on the north side, and that's where I was born. His, well, I guess you could call it a farmhouse. It was just like 2 big bedrooms, living room, and a big eat-in kitchen. And then it had the little food thing off the side. That also was a room you went in there, big old wash tub, got washed every Saturday. So that's the way it went.
You're welcome.
You need something?
Eh? I just want to see everything in person.
Yeah.
He's okay, I'm recording him.
All right. Okay.
So that was how I started in Lake Bath, back at that place. And then my dad, that was in, I had the name of the road, Gwen or Glenn or something like it. It was like a G-L-W-N, then it was some kind of word.
Do you know what he's talking about, Harvey? Slide?
What's subject?
Anyway, that was on the road off, about a mile off the hard road, mile and a quarter, I guess. And then Dad went across the street, bought some property up there. He built a little house, and that's where we were. And in that little house, he had 2 bedrooms and a big, like, living room, dining room, kitchen in the end of it there. And that's where Clyde was born before that. He's the one that sat there behind the stove, bang his head against the beaver board. I wondered why he did that. He poked his head there till beaver boards, like today we use drywall. Drywall is hard, beaver board's soft. And after a short time, he knocked a hole in that. That's also where my dad was cutting down a big old bust to make him a little tractor out of it. And his brother, Harvey, was up there with him, I remember. And Dad was under the steering wheel end to pick it up to move it over. And Harvey dropped his end. The steering wheel hit my dad in the back. And he had back problems from then on. And then later on, he was drilling wells, and they had this big old steam tractor, and then the derrick from the well machine stuck out over the top, and it caught a branch in a tree limb. His foot fell and hit my dad on the head, and you could see this mark, looked like the skull opened up by the 1/8 of an inch from the top of the bridge of his nose right on back to the back. And so I think that he was, I forgot his age at the time. Anyway, he lived about another 12, 15 years, and then finally he had an attack. If he turned wrong in the bed, then he couldn't move. So he'd holler at my mother, Helen, turn me over. And she would do that, and then he could move again. But one time he couldn't get to move again, and they took him to the hospital, but they said he'd already pinched a nerve in there from the brain to the heart. And so that's when he died, 53 years old. He was 53 and I was 33. I remember. And then we come on from that, and my dad was a contractor, he was a carpenter, did small subcontracting. And my granddaddy was one of the 10 men that worked on the Capitol building, putting all the trim and stuff. Just to put the trim in that house took 10 men, 2 months to do that. And my Aunt Ruth, who's my dad's older sister, worked for the Mayflower Hotel. At that time, in the 30s, it was the most fancy hotel around in Washington, D.C. or the area. So she worked there from the time she was 18 till she was way in her 90s. She lived to be 101. And so that's about that side. And my grandfather on my mother's side, he died in his late 60s, early 70s, but we think he died of diabetes. Because he liked to put sorghum molasses on everything he ate. And sorghum molasses was considered a tonic for you. You should eat 2 tablespoons every day. But he ate too much of it. I think that's what made him die early. And he was a photo brush man, carrying brushes around. And my grandfather had his own garden of herbs and stuff that he mixed together and gave people. And he made a special salve for drawing out. You get a sticker in your arm or get a little bit of pus under the skin to get sore or something like that. You put that down overnight, it would draw it all out, and then it would healed itself up then. And then, anyway, in '54, I moved down here. My dad had moved ahead of us, and then we lived in 136th Street in Miami. It was just west of Miami Avenue. And then we got to doing more work up in Fort Lauderdale. We got better money, so we went up there and started building. We just built small, they were 1,000 square foot homes, they were retirement places. And somebody wanted a bigger one, we built bigger ones. And then when after my dad died, and I got up in the trade, I got my license and all, and I built some bigger ones up in the Highland Beach and different places around where they had special cutout beams that would fit. And worked at that. I didn't do no special work. I had a Sears contract for about a year. I stopped that and did all my work on my own private homes. I built with a partner in 78 to 83. We built a couple strip stores and 2 fancy houses. And up in Rocky Point, which is a Richie section of Stewart, north of here. And then after that, I just started doing remodeling, kitchen and bathroom. I took off 6 months ago and retired, 70 years old, and a friend wanted a kitchen put in, so I put that in. And I did kitchen and bathroom up till January of 2009. I was about 80 years old in April of 2009. That's where I quit. Whether it's cancer, bone marrow cancer come on me, and so I couldn't do much of anything else. And then, now I'm at the low end, at the final end of it. I would say I got those, at the time I'm talking to you, I'm in St. John's Hospital a nursing home, and they treat you pretty good in there. It's considered one of the better ones around the area. Clyde and Linda went around to 5 or 6 of them. She liked one real well, but that's out of my class, down in Pittsburgh Pine. And then we go to this St. John's was #1, and Heartland over in Tamarack was #2. But this is where I'm at. So this is the fifth. It's the 5th day I've been here. And Linda and them, she's just making a little recording of some parts of my life. There's a whole lot of different parts, but can't keep up with all of them, I guess. As I think of them. Yeah. During the war, everybody tried to work on a farm. If you worked on a farm, or producing farm, you did have to go be
You got deferred.
drafted into the service, you know. And they turned me down anyway for hypertension and a bad eardrum on the right side, which the older boys, when I was about 10, 11 years old, packed snow in my face and my ears and everything. I had earache for a couple of winters after that, every time it got cold. And my ears still get cold to this day. Here I'm in here, the nurses laugh at me. I put a small towel around my head to cover up my ears, and I sleep better that way. But they laugh about it. But anyway, I've raised or had 4 children of my own, 2 stepchildren, and I got 3 which are self-adopted. Claudette's son, Mark, and her daughter, Marisa, and then another fellow I helped out through the church, I met him church. His mother and father had been dead for 20 years. You know, he lived with a stepmother who didn't want him. So anyway, I met him. So I've been his mentor for the last 23, 24 years. So he considers himself adopted by me. I'm his Florida dad, he says. But anyway. What else was interesting?
You want me to pause it for a minute while you think?
Yeah.
Period of time.
Oop. What was that?
Relay came on.
Oh, that's a camera picture. Okay, it's back on record.
The other thing that I remember is I worked with the Boy Scouts for about 6, 7 years, maybe longer than that. From when I was Barbara, that was in the 50s all the way up into 76. When I fell and broke my ankle, and then the boys made a cane for me. Out of one piece of wood, comes up and just has a little knot sticks out, and that's what y'all want to do. You walk, which I thought was nice of them. And then when they all grown up, I, of course, worked with my church down in Fort Lauderdale, and I worked with the outreach down there for, well, I joined the church from 1980 on, and then went out to greet people and get them to join the church again. Yeah. So that's about it for that. Well, anyway, I got to say goodbye to everybody, and you all live a good life. Enjoy the roses as you go along the pathway, because the pathway gets shorter all the time, and life gets harder all the time. It moves faster the older you get, the faster life seems to go. You can't get everything done. When I was younger, I thought, well, I'll put that off till I get older and do it. Now I got older, I ain't got time to do it. It's an odd thing. Well, goodbye to everybody, and I'll see you in heaven. You read your Bible, accept Christ as your Savior, so that you'll be in heaven too. That's the only way you can get into heaven. And I'll see all of you, and I'll be the first one there to greet you. That's what Mr. Click told me when he died, when I was about 18, 20 years old. Then when I had that dream of going up to heaven and back, he was the first one to meet me. And Grandma was the second, and Mother, and then Irvy. It seemed like everybody that had something to do with my spiritual life was there to greet me. And so that was it. It's okay, Linda.
He's shaking the camera.
No.
No, I'm not. Over here. Oh.
Anyway, goodbye to everybody. And have as good life as you can. And like I say, you want to enjoy life as much as you can. Because along the pathway, we forget to stop and look at the roses for the good part of our life. So I say goodbye at this point. I'll meet all of you in heaven when you get there.